Welcome. My name is Doug Simcox, and this is Beyond the Chutes. New York has been a part of rodeo for more than 60 years. Today is Thursday, May 18th, 2023, and we are talking with my co-host, Sam Swearingen, a two-time North America Rodeo Commission saddle bronc riding champion, and there is a lot to cover today. We're going to wrap up the first weekend of the PBR finals that ended on Sunday evening, and Sam will make some predictions of Thursday's opening round of the second weekend, officially starting round 4. Finally, we'll talk about last evening's PBR draft, and let's see what Sam's doing. Sam, how are you?
I'm never better, Doug. How are you today?
I am good. I'm good. Been kind of a busy week, and we were out in Iowa for a few days. Took the motorhome out there, and as you know, we did some recording from there. I had a great time out there visiting the family. And you know, I'm pretty particular about my haircuts, and my sister Deb has been a barber for a long time. Got a new barbershop out there called Simcox and Company, where not only is she cutting, but her son Tom is cutting. They've got Michael cutting, and then brand new to the barber shop, 4th generation barber Eli just joined him on Thursday, just graduated on Tuesday from barber school. So as I said, 4th generation. So I don't know if you've seen my hair, Sam. Looks pretty good after this most recent visit.
Well, I haven't seen it yet, but it sounds like I'm going to have to take a long drive to get a haircut.
Well, I think you have to. You know, they're out in Cedar Falls, and they've just been doing great business and having a lot of fun. They're on Facebook, and there's a cool PSA that's called "Don't Be Like Tommy," kind of barbershop etiquette and that sort of thing. So Simcox and Company, look them up. Just having a lot of fun. Had a great visit with all the family, mom, dad, sisters, and aunts and cousins, and you name it. Just a great nieces and nephews. Great big family reunion, if you will.
That's wonderful. It's times like that that can't be replaced. You'll cherish that for the rest of your life. That's great.
Absolutely. And you know, I've been thinking, you talked last time about riding for the brand. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, because you said that, we're working on logos and such for this podcast. And I said, well, then we got to have a brand. And so it's BTC. That's our brand. BTC, Beyond the Chutes.
Okay.
So when you're riding for the brand, you can now proudly say what that brand is.
So now you have to design a logo around BTC.
I do.
Okay.
I do. But if you
can
go ahead.
Put a little fire on, and Laura can put it in your cheek or something.
I on my cheek. What were you?
Little brand.
Brand. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Maybe
no.
Maybe your shoulder. You don't. You definitely don't want it on your forehead. That's a bad place to put anything.
No. And if you ever watch Yellowstone, they brand some of their workers.
Oh, yeah?
Can you imagine? Yeah. Anyway.
I got a story about that, Doug.
Okay, so let's hear it.
A story.
Yeah.
Do you really want to hear it?
I do want to hear it. Of course I want to hear it.
Okay. Well, my employees, workers / cowboys, got really stupid one day.
Okay.
And my nephew Jeremy being one of them.
Yeah, I know Jeremy. Mm-hmm.
Clint Smith, they made up nice little bands out of coat hangers.
Oh.
And commenced burning each other.
Oh. I mean, and the other stood and said, yeah, do it? The one that was getting burned?
Yeah, they didn't just stand there. They made, each other, I think, really grabbed a hold of them and held them tight and close so they couldn't rip away.
Oh my goodness! And is it the Rawhide Rodeo brand? What did they brand them with?
No, it's more of like a Longhorn brand.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Horns coming out the side with a face. down,
Oh,
pretty simple, like a triangle coming down
yeah.
and then horns.
They still have
But
these, do you know? These brands?
oh yeah, they don't go away.
I don't think I ever heard that story. That's pretty,
Yeah,
maybe we can get some, maybe Jeremy, did he get it? Jeremy, your
yeah,
nephew?
yeah. Jeremy, and I think he got blood poisoning from it.
Oh, good.
Uh,
Of course.
and yeah, there was two or three that day that got it,
Oh my
and then
goodness.
about 5 years later,
Yeah.
another one gets it
I,
here.
still, 5 years later.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and this was a different brand because it took up his whole shoulder. I don't.
Holy cow.
He didn't show it to me too much,
Yeah, yeah.
and I don't know what it is, but it was one of those ex-Amish boys that I hired.
Okay.
Good
Okay.
bronc rider,
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
kid, rode broncs really good,
Yeah.
and yeah, they branded themselves.
Oh my goodness. Well, maybe we could get him to send us a picture. Would that be possible? Could you reach out to Jeremy and see if he would send us a picture of his
Yeah,
brand?
I can. Jeremy's doesn't look very good because I think he beat him off as soon as he started getting it.
Oh, I
Because
see.
Jeremy's pretty tough.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's a fine line between tough and dumb.
That's
Okay,
exactly right. Exactly right.
but Jeremy, his kind of got messed up. But I think Clint Smith is almost perfect.
All right.
We'll
Well,
have to see if we can reach out to him and
yeah.
get a
And to
picture
be
or something.
clear, this is a brand. This is not a tattoo.
No,
No, this
no,
is a
this
brand.
is heated up coat hanger brand.
Okay. So it's not, you can get a tattoo removed. It's going to be a big deal to get a brand like that removed if you ever want that done someday.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they'd want to remove it. I don't know why
Okay.
they'd want to put it on there in the first place.
Right. I
I'd rather remove it than put. I don't know. I don't
that is
understand
crazy.
it.
That is absolutely
Oh,
crazy.
my
But,
goodness.
they're cowboys.
Yeah.
They're cowboys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Let's
move on.
Let's move on. So, like I always ask at the beginning of the show, how is Dalen? What's he up to? What's he doing? What's he thinking? How's he feeling? I've got just like you're in a tunnel. You were good at the beginning. So
Yeah, I didn't think I touched anything.
Okay, there you go. You're back. So
Okay, I'm holding my phone in the air now.
okay. Do you have a moonroof, sunroof on that thing?
Riding for the brand.
Riding for the brand. And what is that brand, by the way?
BTC.
PTC. That's exactly right. So, as before I lost you in the tunnel, which is your Ford F-350, how is Dalen? What's he up to?
Dalen is doing very well. He's been driving back and forth from Fort Worth, been calling me quite a bit because he's driving, and I kind of look forward to it. I love to talk to him, and it's been kind of a blessing to chat with him.
Mm-hmm.
But he is healthy. He's ready to go. He's coming to some Canadian PBRs in the next few weeks, so he'll be coming home for a few days. And I don't know if I talked to Dalen about this a little bit. We have a little bar restaurant area that sometimes does celebrity bartenders.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got to talk to him and see if Dalen will do that. I thought we'd pick a charity and both 10 bar a little bit
Oh,
one
my
evening
goodness.
to see if we can raise some money for a cause.
And this will be up in Perfard?
Yep.
Oh, excellent. Well, golly, let us know, and do let us know where to make donations if we can't come up there and hang out with him as a bartender. So let's move on. Let's talk a little bit about the Unleash the Beast Championship leaderboard after the first weekend. Now, this is through round 3, which was Sunday. And the news I have here, I've got 3 bits of news, and I'm interested in what you're thinking. Kaiki Pacheco still leads the PBR World standings after 3 rounds. I believe he was 74 points in the lead, which takes me to my next point. Jose Vitor Lemi is 0 for 3 on his first 3 bulls. Thoughts?
Well, both things don't make any sense. I would have figured tires, he would not be in the lead right now.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at Jose, I have predicted that he would not ride any of his bulls, and he has not.
Okay.
It just has not been his turn. He has not drawn what fits him,
Mm-hmm.
and he usually doesn't need something to fit him, but it just has not your turn, and it's not your turn in rodeo. It's not your turn, and when it is, there's nothing they can do to take it away from you.
I see.
If you're so,
Okay.
we'll go from there.
And we'll talk a little bit about the matchup. Of course, he's got Big Bank tonight. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. And then my other bit that kind of caught my attention, Boudreaux Campbell, the Texas Cowboy, he is on the move. Right now sits about 308 points out of the lead. He's 2 for 3 bulls, sitting with 175 points, and he's sitting second in the average, which, if you remember from this crazy point scheme, could get him 350 points, which would be enough if he just held steady, which would be enough for him to win the championship. What's your thoughts on that right now?
Okay, Boudreaux, he doesn't. It is his to lose, or his to win, and it's still a very uphill battle for Boudreaux.
Okay.
There's going to be a lot of things that change. He's drawn a couple bulls that fit him. The one that bucked him off didn't, and he's got a rough road ahead. But at least he can see, yes, this is very much an opportunity. Very, very much he could win this event, but
okay,
it'll be tough.
Okay. And then the other cowboy, and we didn't have him on our radar, and shame on us, Jonestown, Pennsylvania cowboy, 22-year-old Brady Randolph. Thanks to Mark Richmond out of Ontario, he said we need to be following this kid. And guess what? He is sitting, I believe, third right now in the average with 173 points on 2.
Yeah. Actually, Mark called me this morning, and we talked a little bit about things. But Brady is a tough kid. He's a tough kid. He will try his guts out, and that's getting him this far to do this well so far. He'll do okay, but to win it, I don't think that'll happen.
Right. And we're going to talk about him here in a moment. Matter of fact, let's do that. Let's talk about a few that we have been following. Of course, Josh Frost. So we're going to go to matchups. And Sam, I'll tell you the bull. I know you've studied things. I can tell you a little bit of what you need to know. But let's start with Josh Frost. Of course, that's a cowboy that advanced from the Velocity Tour because he won the championship there and is riding in his second UTB finals. So he is up against a bull called Top Dollar. What's the thought process here?
Josh, after the draft and everything last night, Josh is going to feel good and kind of revigorated and all that. Let's give him the win.
Let's give him the win.
I wasn't going to go that way, but let's give him the win.
All right. All psychological. He's fired up. He's ready to roll is what you're saying. And Sam, as we go through here, not only who's going to ride, who isn't going to ride, but who is the matchup, right? Who is the matchup? And we talked on Sunday just how important those matchups are as we watch it, right? As we watch this bull riding. So let's go to Canada. Nick Tetz, Whiskey Velocity Tour cowboy, on a bull tonight called Kidnapper. What do you think? What do you think here, Sam?
Yeah, I've been against Nick just because these are different caliber bulls, and he's done well. God bless him, he's done well. But this is the rank pen, and I just think it's going to be too much for Nick.
A little too much bull. Okay. Let's go to Middlebury, Indiana, to Hoosier State. Marcus Mast. He's got his hands full tonight. Eric the Red. And so far, he's not made a qualified ride. What's your thoughts on Marcus for tonight's round?
I don't think that changes.
Okay.
I wish it would. I seen a video. Marcus was in a hospital drawing pictures with a little kid, And I'm a sap because Marcus is a good guy, but
You bet.
he's
You bet.
overmatched tonight.
All right, but we'll cheer him on, right? We're going to pull for him.
Amen.
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 Absolutely. All right, let's go to the Walla Walla, Washington Cowboy, Derek Kobaba, 26 years of age. Of course, in the first round, he scored that 89 three-quarters point ride, won the first round. He's on a bull that's called centerfold.
It doesn't look good for him.
Okay.
It just doesn't look good. This bull is really, really good, and he needs to ride a couple of these that go to the right to win this championship.
Mm-hmm.
But he hasn't showed me where he can.
Okay. All right. Moving on, Ezekiel Mitchell. We talked about him on Sunday. What a hoot. I mean, he went 4.12 on that crazy bull, Dennis the Menace. And I was pulling for him. I was so excited for him. I would have told you he was going to ride him. You had predicted that he would ride him. And that was just absolutely great watching. So he's on a bull called Knockin' Boots.
Yeah. This bull goes to the right. I pick Zeke every time, and he hasn't done it yet. I'm going to go against him this time, so maybe he'll ride him.
Okay. Whatever it takes. A little reverse psychology there.
Yeah.
All right. Another cowboy we've been following, Eli Vassbinder, originally Ohio cowboy, lives in Statesville, North Carolina. Now, a bit, and maybe you know some injury update on Eli. He sat out Sunday's round, and he is on a bull here. I'm Legit 2. So anything you can share?
Yeah, I'm Legit 2 is an outstanding bull. But rider friendly, cowboys get along with him.
Mm-hmm.
If he was healthy, I'd say he rides him, and I'm going to say that anyway.
You are.
I'm going to say he rides him. Just that he guts it out so much that.
Yep.
I'm going to give him the benefit. It just is. This bull is really good in this pen.
Okay.
And he needs to take advantage of it.
Okay, take advantage. Now, talk about health, though. How is he physically? What have you heard?
Well, if he didn't get on the other day, he's not good physically.
Right.
He's going to tough it out and do it if he possibly can.
Yeah.
So him not getting on makes me think he's really, really hurting.
Okay.
And
yeah,
when you're hurting and you're riding, you compensate. You don't do things correctly.
Yeah.
Because your body will not let you.
And you've talked about it since November. These guys have been every weekend. They've been somewhere, and you talked about it when we were in Louisville. These guys are beat up, right? So yeah, let's see what he can do. Pulling for Eli, of course. And then our next cowboy is Winston Enrique da Silva. I have to say this, formerly a Carolina cowboy. What's your matchup here, Sam? He's on Flying Wired.
Yeah. In this ranked pen, he hasn't done that good.
Okay.
So I say he gets bucked off.
Yeah, and
he's not a Carolina cowboy anymore. Not that we don't pull for him, but it's not quite as much.
Okay, I like that. Yeah.
Prejudiced person, aren't I?
Yeah, you are. Now, to be fair, and we'll talk about this in the draft, because of that trade, Carolina Cowboys got trades 1 and 2. We'll talk about that here in a little bit, okay?
Okay.
Let's go to the 18-year-old cowboy Tate Pohlmeyer out of Fort Scott, Kansas. And every time I look at this setup here, I'm just amazed that an 18-year-old cowboy has made it to the UTB finals. He's on a bull tonight called Hang 'em High. Tate rides right-handed. The bull's left-handed.
In the ranked pen, I say he doesn't ride him. It's just, he's a good kid. He rides phenomenal. But these bulls, if you're looking down the list, if you want to play odds, you go no on every one, you've won a lot of money.
Okay.
So
okay. Tough pen. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit. Tough bulls out tonight. Daniel Keeping, Texas cowboy. He's on Pearl's Ghost. Left-hand rider, left-hand delivery bull.
This bull's the one that bucked Jose off in the third round, I believe. Second or third round. I didn't get to see it because I guess the second round because I was traveling and it was on CBS. so I didn't get to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, um, you got to go some with the riders. I yeah, I don't see him riding them. I would not be surprised, but I don't see it happening.
And just a little bit of information. You're right. He did buck off Jose, and they scored the bull 44.25 points. If that helps you at all.
Yeah, I didn't see it, so I can't say, but
Okay.
I
You say the bull
and I
wins.
know the bull, but
Yeah.
yeah, I know the bull, but I didn't see his last trip and what happened with Jose. I say the bull wins.
All right, let's go to Crockett, Texas, your neck of the woods. Boudreaux Campbell, 24-year-old cowboy, has had a nice finals, 84.75 points in the first round, 90.25 in the third round. We talked about him earlier, 308 points behind the lead. He has got Pookie Holler, left-hand delivery bull, left-hand riding bull rider.
Oh, Pookie Holler's to the left. I thought he was to the right.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You are exactly right. I'm sorry. I picked up the
Okay.
wrong one here. Yeah, it's okay. See, I do that every so often just to prove to our listeners, you know what in the world's going on.
Well, Pookie Holler can go either way, too.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
there's no, with him, you don't know what he's going to do.
Mhm.
He can go out to the end of the gate and go around to the left, or he can be there to the right. And I would say it's probably 50-50. I say he bucks him off.
Really?
This bull,
Okay.
yeah, I say he bucks him off.
In how many seconds? I mean, is this he's gonna run at him? What's your thoughts?
It will probably be quick,
Be quick. Okay. Okay.
or he'll ride him. If it's not quick, he'll
Really?
find a spot and ride him.
Okay.
But I think
Okay.
it'll be quick.
Okay, I've got it marked down. Let's go to Cooper Davis. He has drawn, of course, 2016 world champion. He has drawn the bull Jag Metals Grand Theft, left-hand bull, right-hand cowboys in my notes.
Okay, this bull is another bull that bucked Jose off. This bull is one of the rankest, hardest to ride bulls there is on the PBR.
Mhm.
He doesn't get the respect or the high marks. This bull just does not quit.
Mhm.
I go against Cooper. I say he bucks him off.
Bucks him off. Okay. Okay. All right, let's go to Dalton Castle then, Mr. 90-pointer. Of course, he came through in the third round with an 89-point score, and he has drawn a bull called Renegade.
I really don't know Renegade.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Okay.
I don't know why I don't know him. And I know I've heard the name.
Mm-hmm.
It just hasn't clicked to me what bull this is. That being said, it's I think I read on the sheets he's a left-handed bull.
No, right-handed. Yeah. And
right-handed bull.
Yeah, a little more stats, 85% buck off, and average score is 41 points.
Oh. Well, Dalton needs it.
Yep.
And he knows he needs it.
Yeah.
Let's say he rides him.
All right. Is that your
Let's say he
matchup of
rides
the evening?
No.
Okay. Okay.
No.
All right. I've got it down. Say that Dalton rides him. Let's go to our two-time world champion, Jose Vitor Lemmy. He has drawn a bull called Big Bank.
And this bull really bucks. And I've gone against Jose every time. I think this is the time he makes his move.
All right.
I think he rides him and first or second in the round.
So
there's another one I got
okay.
good question on. But,
all right. First or second in the round if he rides the bull.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Well, let's keep rolling. Dinner Barbosa. He was a guy that won Louisville PBR when you were in town, Sam. And he has drawn a bull called Breadbasket, right-hand delivery bull. What's your thoughts here?
This bull is really good in this pen.
Mm-hmm.
Really good.
Mm-hmm. Like the one you would want to draw, kind of good?
Yeah, one of the three that you're wanting to straddle.
Okay, okay.
One of the 3 or 4 that you really look for.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say he rides them.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Fair enough. I've got that marked. And then Pennsylvania Cowboy, the one Mark Richmond said we need to pay attention to, Jonesville, Pennsylvania, 22 years of age. He's on Mike's Magic.
this isn't good for him. This bull is double rank. They've switched deliveries on him. He's a lot better leaving there. He doesn't follow himself near as much, but he does what it takes to get him on the ground and very strong. It just doesn't look good for him. I say he bucks him off.
All right. I got it. So I was thinking the other day as we go down through here, we haven't explained why we talk about a right hand riding cowboy and a delivery of a bull. Explain a little bit about why those two things, riding hand delivery, even matter.
To explain the deliveries, because it's hard, what way the bull's facing, what's going on. So to explain it, if you're sitting on the bull's back without your hand in the rope, whatever hand is on the chute gate is the delivery.
Okay.
So if your left hand's on the chute gate, that's the left delivery. If your right hand's on the chute gate, that's the right hand delivery.
Okay.
These guys study these bulls and specialize, and if they turn back to the left and they ride left-handed, they can adjust their rope where it's a lot easier to hang on. Like you can pull yourself to the center.
Okay.
If they go in the other way, you can't pull yourself to the center. You have to keep riding to get to the center.
I see.
So it's easier. If they know they're going to go to the left, they put their rope down there a little farther and then pull themselves around that corner, and it helps them ride them.
Okay.
And they can spur a little easier.
Okay.
And when I rode bulls and when Dalen first started, we always rode better away from your hand.
Okay, so explain that. What does that mean? If I'm a left-hand bull rider, what does the bull do away from my hand?
That means he would turn back in the spin to the right. If I'm a left-hand bull rider and he's going away from your hand, he'll turn back to the right. Okay. And usually 80% of the time, they will go to the way they are loaded in the chute. So if it's a left-hand delivery, they normally go to the left in the spin. Okay. Not always.
Okay.
Normally.
Okay.
Right-hand delivery, vice versa.
Okay.
And I think the reason we both rode our bulls better to the wrong delivery, the main thing for me wasn't I didn't know enough and was not in depth in bull riding because I quit after, I got to be 18. I didn't ride them anymore.
Okay.
But I could just ride the bull in my being right-legged, right-handed. It was always easier for me to spur with my other leg.
Oh.
So I think, I don't know if that's the case, but when the one turned back away from my hand, I could spur better with the other leg.
Okay.
And when Dalen started, we took him to some schools and stuff, and we were down at Cody Lambert's at the PBR school, and I said, he's having trouble riding him to the left. Do you have a bull that you can put in there and to the left, and maybe we can pick it apart and see what's wrong,
Yeah.
And now he rides to the left outstanding. He rides both ways real good.
Mm-hmm.
Once he didn't listen to people and went back just to riding bulls. But the bull we put in there jumped out and faked to the left and went to the right, and Dalen beat him down because he went away from his hand. It was just like, it didn't work. We didn't get the right scenario.
Yeah.
And now he contributes it to switching to the Brazilian rope that he has more trouble riding to the right. But now he's got that all kind of half figured out. And it doesn't matter as much. I'm sure he feels more confident and has more fun when they go to the left. But it's just something you got to work your mind through, that what people are saying isn't always the facts, but yet you believe it.
Yeah. Back to that mental aspect, right? The three R's, right? We talked about that.
Yep.
That's a mental game. And before we move on, I want to make a note here. I want to come back maybe in another podcast and talk about why do you decide which hand you ride with, and then what is the Brazilian rope, okay? We'll talk about that in a future episode. Let's move on. Joao Lucas Campos, he's got Moonlight Party.
Moonlight Party.
Mm-hmm.
He's a right-hand delivery, I think, and Lucas is He's going to be on top of the world. I say he rides him.
Rides
I
him.
say he rides him.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is that your matchup of the evening? We're getting down there. You want to come back when you're all done. Okay. Well, that's the last
I'll
one
come
on my
back when I'm
list.
done.
Then come back now.
Okay, well, I'll give you a matchup that's not on your list that I think
Okay.
will probably win. What does Lima have? I looked at that.
Hold on here. Raymond de Lima, Tulsa time.
Yeah,
That's your
that's gonna
matchup of the evening?
that's gonna fit him really good.
Okay.
And who has riding solo? I looked at that too.
Yeah, that's Chase Outlaw.
Boy, I'd love to see that work. And
Okay.
it could.
It
That
could?
could work. Between the three of them, Jose and Lima and Chase,
Yeah.
I guess I'll go with Lima because he
Really?
drew
Okay.
the one
Okay.
that you want out of there. But
Okay. Okay.
if
Good
any
enough.
one of those three rode, I would love to see Chase
For sure.
with the monkey off his back.
For
But,
sure. For sure. Absolutely.
uh,
Riding. Okay, I've got that. So I put down three that they're all good watching, but Chase Outlaw, Raymond de Lima, and Jose Vitor Lemi, and the one that you think's going to win it all here tonight is going to be Raymond de Lima. So I've got that marked down, Sam.
okay.
Okay. Let's see. So while we're talking about bulls and that bull championship run, Legend and Riding Solo have both been scored 46 points at this final, Sam. And in addition, we now have a two-way tie. Riding Solo and Cool Whip show on the PBR website as being tied.
I picked Cool Whip at the start to win the whole thing, and I said I hope I was wrong. Cool Whip did have a terrible trip. They said I didn't watch it. It was on the CBS, and I think he was only marked a 41. So Riding Solo was marked 46,
Mm-hmm.
and it is now Riding Solo's to lose because if Cool Whip has another trip, and it doesn't have to be bad, but and Solo has one like he had, they dropped their worst one at the final. So
Oh, they do.
Cool
Okay.
Whip has to be really good the last two, and Solo has to be really good one out of the last two.
I see.
So
Interesting. And it looks like this Legend Bull bucked off Winston Henrique da Silva, and they scored the bull 46 points. Got a possibility of making a run at this. He's currently number 3 because 1 and 2 are split.
for him to win it, Solo's got to have two bad trips, and Cool Whip's got to have one
Right.
because
right,
they dropped
right.
one.
Okay. Fair enough.
Because Cool Whip's already had one bad one.
Yep.
So they're really getting Solo out of the box real good here lately.
Okay.
It's been really good.
Yep.
And they get him out one more time, he's the winner.
Yep.
If not, will Cool Whip have two bad trips? I would have never thought he'd had one. So I said Cool Whip will win it, and I'll stay there.
You're staying with
it's
it. Okay.
It's a tough, yeah.
Okay.
He's got the upper hand right now.
Okay. Excellent. All right, let's go to the matchups. If you remember, we picked 6 Cowboys. We put them up head to head. And your record, just so you know, coming into after round 1, you had 2 wins, 1 loss, 67%. Now that'll make you money in bull riding. Okay. In the second round, which was Saturday night, you won 1, lost 2, and that's 33%. However, you're still in the money here because your running total is 3 wins and 3 losses, so 50%. Just keeping up here, Sam.
Thanks, Doug.
Not bad. 50-50, right? 50% of the time you're going to make money, and 50% of the time you're going to lose money. So you just gotta bet big, right? So on the first matchup for the evening, Josh Frost versus Derek Kobaba, who gets a higher score, who rides longer on the clock?
Josh Frost.
All right. I've got him there. And Bassbinder and Ezekiel Mitchell.
Bassbinder.
Bassbinder?
Yes.
All right. Perfect. And final matchup, Dalton Castle, Cooper Davis.
Dalton Castle.
Castle. Okay. So we will, when we come back, we'll get a look at that and see how you did. We need to get you up off that 50-50. I mean, that's just, that's a flip of a coin, Sam. That's just a flip of a coin. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go to some other predictions you have already made. One is you picked to win the championship Jose Vitor Lemmy. Thoughts at this point on that?
I think tonight will tell whether he's going to do it. If he rides tonight, his head's in the game and he's going forward.
Okay.
If he bucks off, I think it's an uphill battle and it gets to him because he's not used to an uphill battle. He's usually used to being at the top and just kind of cruising.
Mm-hmm.
So if he rides tonight, like I predicted, I still think he has a really good opportunity to win it all.
Okay. All right. We will watch, and 5 more rounds of rodeo coming, including the championship round. So who to watch? And this was a question I posed before it ever opened. You said, or I said, who makes the biggest move in the points? You said Josh Frost. I've just got to make a point, and we've talked about a little bit. Boudreaux Campbell, is he poised to win the World Finals? Can he get enough points to win the World, or can he get enough to be the biggest mover at this Finals?
The reason I went with Josh is because he was at the bottom of the heap when he started, so you're going to pass more people.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Still is.
The odds were in my favor.
And still is. But he's fired up from the draft last night. You brought that up.
I said Josh to begin with, and it's just starting for if he gets on a roll, we'll have to stick with what you said and go from there.
Okay. So we're going to stay with that for right now. We're pulling for Josh Frost. Keep an eye out, though, for Boudreaux Campbell. He has won the finals, hadn't he, Sam, a couple years ago?
Yeah, he won it about 3 years ago, and, the stars aligned for him. He did great. You don't win that by default. You win it by riding your bulls, and he rode his bulls, and it's still going to be tough, and to win that's tough for anybody.
Absolutely.
But he's got as good a shot as anybody right now. He's second, so he's got a better shot than 38 people in the field.
There you go. So. Good perspective. I like that. So then moving on, the other one, I asked you a question. Will Sage Kimzey declare for the draft? You said yes, and yes in capital letters. Yes, he declared. And if you remember, I also asked this, what I thought was a ridiculous question. Is it possible for the Carolina Cowboys or anybody, any team, to draft both Sage Kimzey and Josh Frost? You thought that was going to be almost mathematically impossible. But guess what? Carolina Cowboys draft Sage Kimzey in the number 1 spot, number 1 pick, and Josh Frost goes second in their second pick.
Very, very great job on the general manager's part. Don't know him, really put some work into it to get done what he wanted to do. And kudos out to him. I was asked this question before it came about by another person besides you, and I said anything's possible, highly unlikely, improbable.
Right.
Just doesn't make sense. Who's going to give up a second round pick?
Yeah.
But it did.
They did.
Stars aligned.
And I'm a big fan, number one, of the Carolina Cowboys for obvious reasons. But that NASCAR connection, Austin Dillon, Richard Childress, I'm telling you, they were wheeling and dealing through this deal.
Yeah, they must be horse traders because they got something done that I never thought they could.
Absolutely. And then other news, Pennsylvania Cowboy, and I'm going to call him Pennsylvania Cowboy. I know he lives in Texas. We first met this young man, gosh, Sam, 1999, 2000, something like that. He was riding Pennsylvania High School Rodeo. I remember him riding in Benton, Pennsylvania, the Arizona Ridge Riders Draft, the Pennsylvania Cowboy, Jeff Askey.
Yeah, I didn't even know he was coming out until yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
But what a good move on his part. he's getting up there in years. I still call him a kid because he was a kid to me. But
Right.
he's 35 years old.
Yeah.
He's always going to be a kid to me because you come around and helping at the rodeos. And Dave Waltz from Jersey Shore, Pennsylvania, him and Tyler Waltz kind of gave him the background. And
Mm-hmm.
his mother used to time rodeos for me, and just good people.
Yeah.
Good people,
Yeah.
the mother and the boy.
Yeah.
And we're around the right people to get him where he wanted to be. And then he took it from there. He went to University of Tennessee at Martin.
Mm-hmm.
The coach there, John Luthi, just bragged on him to me because I was trying to get Dalen to go there, but
Mm-hmm.
that didn't happen.
Right.
But he won the college national championship, and the coach just, he didn't brag on his ride, and he didn't brag on anything, but a good kid. I don't have to worry about his grades. Everything's going to be ready, and he'll be there equipped to go.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
as Dave and the mother and everybody should be so proud, because that's a lot of it. He's not off goofing around and, not taking care of business. He does what he has to do, and they are a part of it. So they should be very proud, and I'm sure they are.
This will be exciting to watch, and I love as these various Cowboys come in, with our connections and just watching, and that's to anybody, right? The more we get connected to these riders, and this team series is the way to get connected, because you got a favorite Cowboy you're following. Guess what? Before you know it, you're pulling from all of the five, or pulling all for the five, I should say, of the teammates. Next time we get together, somewhere down the road, I do want to talk a little bit more about the team structure and that sort of thing. They talked protected roster and so forth. And then the other big news, I thought it was big news, just super interesting news. Nashville Stampede signed Caden Cloud, 19 years of old, high school bull riding champion from Texas.
Oh, I think they're out scouting these guys, and they knew something that, people from the high school rodeo in Texas knew, but nobody else probably did, because there's, that's the only people in that circle. So they paid attention. They probably went and watched him and scouted him and talked to him and said, okay, this is our guy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what round they picked him in?
I thought it was second round. I'm pretty sure. I've got that on my notes here, but I think it was second round they picked him up. And he's protected roster. It wasn't practice squad.
Right. So that would have been their first pick.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. Yes.
Because they traded the first pick that they had to the Carolina. So they must really have faith in this young man, because they traded the first pick away for this kid.
Okay.
So
he was actually the number 8 pick, Sam. So first round, to your point, exactly right.
Yeah, he would have been their first pick. First pick of the second round, but because
Well, that's
outstanding.
amazing. Outstanding. And I heard the commentators talk about he's going to be around all the right people. He is a future, think of that. 19 years of age, 6, 7, 8 years, that, part of that foundational building of teams that we talk about. And to your point, you never know, you young bull riders out there, high school finals, both state and the nationals are going to be coming up. So you never know that these scouts aren't out and about. Hey, speaking of high school rodeo, the Kentucky High School Rodeo Finals were last week, and a good friend of our podcast, Miss Hayden Pack, qualified in the pole bending. She rides a horse named Oakley, and she is headed to the National High School Finals in Gillette, Wyoming in July. So big cheer for her. We're going to be following her, watching her. I love pole bending, Sam.
And that's, people that aren't in the high school rodeo world don't realize what an accomplishment this is. You got to be in the top 4 of your state and to move on, and then you go to the largest rodeo in the world. They take the top 4 kids from every state, and it really is a big deal to accomplish getting there, for one, and then doing well or winning is a huge accomplishment. So it's really a good thing.
You bet.
Congratulations, young lady.
Congratulations. You've raised a pole bender or two, haven't you?
Oh, yeah, they did a little bit more of a social aspect, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's okay.
That's okay. Sister was I don't think you'd call her. Now we're talking about the horse. She was never a pole bender. She was more a pole basher, I think.
Oh, okay.
Run
Uh,
right straight
but
down
you
them.
look at her name, and now there's other horses named Sister after her.
Oh, that's
So
true.
I wonder if she had something to do with
I
it.
I would
Haley Kinsel's sister and the girl from California's sister. And,
yeah. Yeah,
uh,
absolutely. No,
pretty neat.
I think it's very neat, very neat. We got to talk about Sister and how that all came to be in one of our upcoming podcasts. But congratulations to Hayden Pack. Get ready, get have fun. It's a big old deal when you get to Gillette, Wyoming. And Sam, after the UTB finals, I mean, we're pretty busy right now going on, but I think we ought to step back and look not only at Kentucky high school rodeo, but also at maybe New York, Pennsylvania. Let's see what's going on in the world and you can share stories. You've been to Gillette, Wyoming, just how big this is. So after the finals, I think we ought to do that.
That would be great, Doug. They were some of the most enjoyable years of my life.
Yep, yep, yep. Perfect. All right. So, on a final note, road racing is upon us. I'm going to be going to two tracks over the Memorial Day weekend. Pit Race, beautiful track up near Pittsburgh, and Mid Ohio near Columbus. So it's going to be kind of a cool long weekend, about 4 days of racing. Got a little car prep going on, putting a new mirror system in so I can protect and have a little more information on blind spots. We're putting a new dash in, trying to get more data gathering. And Sam, if you remember, you saw this car in Watkins Glen. This is a new car for us. Yeah, we had to get a new car because the last one hit the tire wall at Watkins Glen 2 years ago. Now, speaking of Watkins Glen, you've made some laps, top-notch Porsche. Do you remember that?
Oh, I do. I won't forget it.
I'm glad.
uh,
I'm glad you could do that. That is a beautiful track, historic track, and that was a nice car you were in.
it was amazing, Doug. I'm not good at going fast, and I'm not good at all that stuff, but I got a whole new respect for the people that do it. It is rough on your body. You're going and
Right.
slowing and speeding and
Yeah.
round the corners and
Yeah.
oh yeah, it was yeah, whole new respect for them. And yeah, I was sick for about 3 days afterwards.
You bet.
uh,
Well, we were up there that weekend, and you came out. I remember that was a perfect weekend. That was last summer, and of course, before that, Mackay Stevens. He runs Pirelli America GT4. He was there. We got to cheer him on. So what a great weekend! Now, before we wrap up, Sam, gotta ask, where's Colton? What's he doing? What's he up to?
well, Colton's in Durant, Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
Said he was looking at going to some more rodeos, getting with some other people, and I haven't heard what was going on. He's taking care of his horses that he's got to resell. He's riding and working them, and really some nice, good bred horses. And he sent me some video of him standing up on one trick roping and riding another one through a pond and up over, and he's doing a great job with them. And like you are when you're a kid, you want to get the money and run, but these horses are really good bred horses, and I hope he holds out to get what they're worth, not just sell them so he can keep moving on.
You bet. You bet. What a great experience he's having. Man, he's living the life, dude. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sam. Anything else before we go?
No, I think we've covered things really good. Hope everybody has a great weekend, and I'll be tuning in. I might be going to St. Tite this weekend in Quebec.
Nice.
I don't know for sure yet. If the weather's going to be good, I'm kind of a fair weather person now. It was snowing the other day when I was thinking of going. I said,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
got a rodeo up there, and I got some horses and I was thinking of going, but we'll see what goes on.
Okay. All right. Now, no matter where you are, we'll be able to stay in touch and keep talking about this finals.
I would imagine. Uh, as long as I got through my truck service, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
All
Looking
right.
forward to seeing how it all shakes out because it
Absolutely.
is interesting times.
Interesting times. All right, Sam. Goodbye. Have a great day. Be safe.
Thank you, Doug. Take care.
This is Beyond the Chutes, where we discuss New York Rodeo, the people and the places that they take us. Friday morning, we're planning to wrap up round 4, tonight's round, and preview Friday night's round number 5. And Sam will continue to make his predictions. Breaking news, we are on Spotify. Search for Beyond the Chutes and follow us. We're also headed to YouTube, so keep a lookout for that. Reminder to check out the New York State Rodeo Museum Facebook group page and become a member. And you can find all of our episodes on beyondthechute.com. Until next time, this is Doug Simcox. Thank you for listening.